Welcome to We the People, a new birth of freedom. Thank you so much for stopping by, and please feel free to leave your comments below and subscribe. Tell your friends. Well, here in the United States of America, which is not so united on many fronts, we've had some more horrific tragedies. People have died. They have died unnecessarily. Tragic, horrific. Unimaginable. How another human being can take a human life without justification. Such hatred, such prejudice, such an act of violence. So what should we do? Well, the first outcry is, let's legislate more gun laws. That'll solve the problem. Well, if you're a thoughtless individual, that sounds reasonable. However, if you look deeper at the situation, we're not talking about a problem with guns, because while these individuals slaughtered other people, there are millions and millions and millions of gun owners out there that didn't hurt anybody. But of course, they don't want to talk about that. Whenever politicians begin to cry out against guns, we're going to enact more gun laws. We're going to take away high-capacity magazines and fully automatic rifles, and we're going to solve the problem. You don't solve anything. The only thing you do is push your agenda, your tyrannical agenda, to make yourself look important. Well, you're not important. The people are important. And these people that died are the ones that's important. And the people that abide by the laws of this land are equally important. But I don't hear you sounding out about the millions and millions of gun owners that abide by laws every day and do not commit such horrific acts of violence and terrorism. I don't hear you talking about them. I don't hear you defending them. But as soon as somebody, some nut job, starts killing people, you want to start crying out against guns. And yet, any one of you elected to the office of the President of the United States will be surrounded by people with guns to protect you. You could even carry one if you want. President of the United States can carry a gun if he wants to. If I was President of the United States, I would carry one. But you don't publicize the millions and millions of gun owners that are upright, God-fearing, law-abiding citizens that never harm anyone. They only have guns to protect themselves, their possessions, their posterity. They use guns for hunting, for pleasure, for hobbies, and, in the worst case scenario, to protect themselves against a tyrannical government or terrorists that might try to overtake their possessions and their lives. But you don't talk about them. Why? Because you're hypocrites. Because you're self-serving politicians who only care about your agendas. I don't care if you like what I'm saying or not. It's the truth anyway. You just want to push your agenda. And I'm going to show you why. How many rapes take place in the United States every year? How many sexual molestations take place every year? Well, you don't know. You only go by those that's reported. But then how many of those cases that are reported are actually believed and proven beyond a reasonable doubt? You don't know. But statistics say that there's over 250,000 sexual cases, sexual impropriety cases, sexual rapes, assaults every year. I'm sure there's far more than that that goes totally unreported. Child molestations, well, they say there's over 2 million. Those are cases that's reported. But how many of those cases, as I said, are actually believed or prosecuted? We don't know. How many pedophiles have not been caught yet? How many rapists have not been caught yet? How many women and children out there that haven't spoken up yet for fear? We don't know. So how many laws have been legislated against those violent acts? And yet, it still occurs. Why don't the politicians talk about that? Why don't they come up with a solution? Because they can't come up with solutions. The only thing they can do is legislate laws. Laws are not solutions. That's all they know how to do. Because they can't control the human heart. They can't control a twisted mind, a perverted mind. They can't control people who are filled with hatred and anger and prejudice. You can't control those kind of people. If they have to, they'll kill people with their bare hands. If they have to, they'll kill people with a rock, with a knife, with a stick, with a club, with a baseball bat, with a pipe. People die in all sorts of different ways. Laws do not control the lawless, but laws are enacted, legislated to prosecute the lawless, not control them. The only way they can be controlled is if they're behind bars. And even then, prisons still have reports of murder, molestation, rape, drug use, drug sales. So you see, you can't stop it. You can only box it in. You can't stop it. Laws do not stop the lawless. They're only made for prosecution. But see, law-abiding people don't need laws. They're not going to break them anyway. That's why the laws are made for the lawless, not law-abiding people. Someone that doesn't want to do 75 miles an hour down a street full of children, they're not going to drive that fast. Their own conscience tells them there's children in the vicinity. Why would they want to drive like a maniac? Drive slow, drive careful, be observant, watch for children, watch for other cars, watch for people not pulling out of their driveways. It's just in their nature. It's inherent inside of them. They don't want to hurt nobody. But an individual that doesn't care, well, I've seen them right in front of my house. 35 mile zone, I've seen them drive 75 miles an hour at least. It had to be going that fast. It's just a blur going by my house. Can the police stop them? No, they're nowhere to be found. They get away with it all the time. But the law's there, but they don't stop people. Here's another thing politicians don't talk about. How many youth-related deaths because of alcohol occur each year? Well, statistics say 4,000 to 5,000 deaths per year. Youth die because of alcohol-related incidents, whether driving or etc. But they don't talk about that. How many laws are in place against underage drinking? Does it stop them? Nope. You're not going to stop them. Laws do not stop the lawless. They are lawless. That's why the laws don't stop them. They're lawless people. They're going to break it anyway. Here's one for you to chew on. This is outright genocide. Outright genocide. The cigarette companies know, they know that cigarettes have no, absolute zero nutritional value at all. None. They know that cigarettes are the cause of over 480 deaths per year in the United States and over 41,000 secondhand smoke deaths occur. Now that's genocide. They know you're going to die because of it. And yet they still are permitted to manufacture cigarettes. It's premeditated murder. It may take a while. It's a slow death. Some die younger than others. but they know it's going to harm you. They know the statistics. They know that people die because of it, but they're allowed to manufacture cigarettes anyway. Why doesn't the politicians have an outcry against the cigarette companies that's committing genocide right in front of their face? You see, here's the thing. We cannot, you cannot, trust our government and many of our politicians with our money. Look at the national deficit. Look how they spend money carelessly. We cannot trust them with our money. You think we can trust them with our life and liberty? I don't think so. We're going to pick this up the next time. Until then, be a true American. Study the Declaration of Independence. Study the Constitution. Study the Bill of Rights. Until next time, God bless.